Today, I am giving my review of Black Ops 6. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Stick through to the end to see my rating, and let me know what you guys think of this year, and if you're going to be playing COD in the future, or if this was the last straw for you. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. We're just going to be playing some Black Ops 6 while I talk about my thoughts on this game, and my hopes for the future of Call of Duty, specifically Black Ops 7. I actually haven't played Black Ops 6 in a long time. As a matter of fact, I haven't played any controller shooter in a very long time. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield and a bit of Tarkov and stuff, so a lot of keyboard games. So it's going to be a bit rough, so bear with me. I want to start with the pros of Black Ops 6. Start on a high note. So the first and I think most obvious pro of Black Ops 6, the thing that it was marketed for, is definitely the movement. The movement in this game is very smooth. The Omni movement, which they added here, it's like sprinting in every direction. The dive, you can dive and shoot. You can slide and shoot. It's very smooth, feels very good. Omni movement, I think that was definitely a bright spot in this year. And they're keeping most of it for Black Ops 7, which is good. It's always good when they actually keep some pros. A lot of times when Call of Duties do something well, they disregard them for the upcoming years. So I'm glad to see they're keeping this. For the most part, I think from the beta at least, they didn't have it so you could be aimed in while you're doing all this movement, unless you had a perk on. I hope they change that. I don't know if they will though. And they're getting rid of Tac Sprint, which is honestly an improvement. I think Tac Sprint just adds a level of complexness that Call of Duty just doesn't need. It's not the right type of complexity with movement. I like complexity with movement, but that's just not the right way to do it, in my opinion. So I'm glad to see they're getting rid of that. For the most part, there is a perk for it. Oh yeah, moving on. Another really good thing about this game that I've enjoyed since day one of this game was the Respawn public matches. I think Treyarch especially does really well with Respawn pubs, and they kind of always have. They haven't had too many games where the Respawn pubs are bad. Even Black Ops 4, which is pretty much their weakest entry, had excellent pubs in my opinion. Obviously, a lot of these points, I must say before I go any further, are going to be quite subjective, and they're not all just facts. So of course, anything I say, you know, could be different for you, and be sure to let me know what you guys think. But for me personally, the pubs in this game, definitely a bright side. Respawn specifically, I want to make that clear. We'll talk about that a bit. Even going into the camo challenges, I really enjoyed playing the public matches in this game the whole time. Another pro, speaking of Respawn pubs, was the camos. I think part of the reason I liked going for the camos in this game was because Respawn pubs were so fun. It made it a lot easier, made the grind a lot more manageable this year. And the camos look really good. Like, you can't go wrong with Dark Matter. I don't disagree that it's a bit lazy because they've already done this before. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? If it looks good, if they've hit the nail on the head, why go back on that? Why change it? But I don't disagree. It's cool to switch it up for sure, which they are doing next year. So we'll see how those feel when we get them in game. But the camo is definitely a huge plus in this game. They look good. I don't like how when you unlock Dark Matter in this game, you have to unlock it for every gun that you want to use it on. It just seems a little less satisfying than just unlocking it and being done like you have it now for every gun. And Black Ops 7 is actually doing that this year, so that's nice. They've changed it so that when you unlock the last camo, you get Dark Matter on everything, which is nice to see. Improvements are always welcome. All of these have obviously been subjective, but this one is probably pretty controversial, and it's the gunplay of this game. I actually have it under the pros, because I think the gunplay actually feels really good in this game. Always had fun with the gunplay in this game. This gun right here, it feels good, you know? They have unique feeling weapons, I'll say that. Like, this one feels very different to the Jackal, which feels very different to the Tonto, which feels different to the Ames, which feels different to the Kilo. You know, like, they all feel quite unique, and they're fun to use. The last pro I want to mention is the Prestige mode, which they brought back finally after everyone was begging for it for a very long time. And that was definitely a pro in this game. It just felt, for the first time in years, that levels were actually cool to go for and fun to achieve a new level. So that was cool. So now we're going to move on to some of the mid things in this game. Things that I think were fine, and I have no issue with them. And if they stay this way, it would definitely not be a negative. But I think there's room for improvement in these categories. So the first one is going to be the camo challenges themselves, which I kind of hinted to when I was talking about camos being a pro. And I know I said camos were a pro, which they are. Just like the look of them and everything, the feel of them, I think we're mostly a pro. Dark Spine was a bit iffy, but in general, I have it under a pro. But camo challenges specifically, I think Like I said, I think it was a step down from Modern Warfare 3. In MW3, I found the challenges much less tedious. And what I mean by that is the challenges took a long time and you had to put in a lot of effort to get the camos for sure. But you didn't have to change your playstyle all that much for a lot of the camo challenges. In this game, they kind of brought back the classic headshot system where you have to get a bunch of headshots with every gun. Oh, I stuck that guy. Nice. Which I don't hate. That's why this is under the mech category, because I think that's fine. And challenges don't have to be easy either. That's totally up to them in the direction they want to head it in. I think maybe for me, camo challenges aren't my favorite thing to do in the game. I do like doing them, and I do them almost every year. But with that being said, they're definitely not my favorite thing to do. So that's why I might be a little bit... I might have a different opinion on this for sure than most people. But I liked how MW3 did it, where it was the challenges were different for every gun, and they weren't super challenging, but just the way it was set up, it took a while to do anyways. But you could get it by just playing with every gun for a certain amount of time, essentially. In this game with the headshot system, you just had to grind for headshots and go for headshots a lot, and it became very repetitive. And that's pretty much it for camo challenges. Not bad, but not perfect for the camo challenges in this game. Another thing I want to add in the meta category really quickly, just because I saw it, was the eliminations. I think just having kills and deaths and assists is so much better than having eliminations. This is a very small thing. It doesn't really matter at all. But I just prefer just seeing my kills, deaths, assists. It's a lot nicer. We know why they're doing eliminations. They're trying to pad our stats. I see through you, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to mention that as well. This one I almost put into a con, but I don't think it's quite a con, was the public match search and destroy game mode. I am personally a big fan of search and destroy. It is what I like to play the most when I play public matches. And in this game, it just was not it. I find a lot of times games that have horrible pubs have great search and vice versa. I don't know what it is. It's just hard to make a game that's really good in both. It just kind of felt like run around and shoot things, and there was no like actual plays to be had. I don't know. It's hard to describe how it felt, but just from playing it, I didn't like how it felt when it came to search and destroy. And to add on to that, to another game mode that was kind of meh in this game was ranked play. So ranked play didn't really do anything wrong. I had fun playing it. I played it a lot. But with that being said, they also didn't really change much or improve on much from previous years. So I put it in the mech category because they did what they needed to do, and I'm glad they had it because some CODs frankly haven't had any ranked play. So it was a nice to have, but I wish they would have done more with it, and we'll see. Hopefully next year they can improve upon it. And they already changed the game mode, the third game mode, which is nice because I'm so over control, man. Another one I have in meh is the look of the game. The reason I have this in meh is because it's not like the graphics are bad or anything by any means. I don't hate them at all. But it's not my preferred look. It's very much a preference thing. But this has to do with a few things that I'll get into a little later, like the identity of the game for sure play a role in this. But also, I do like a little bit of a grittier look to my game. So like old school CODs, you know, your Modern Warfare 2s and your Modern Warfare 2019s. I very much like the look of those games. Just a bit more gritty. Again, very personal preference. That was not my favorite in this game. But also didn't take away from the game that much either. Now moving on to some of the cons I had with this game. A few of them. You know, there was a few, believe it or not. It was not my favoriteest game of all time. But it wasn't the worst either. I think a lot of people are over COD and just the cycles that have been going on and the blatant monetization. So starting with a big con is the post-launch content. There was just not enough, period. And the stuff that did come out was just not good enough. I don't really need to say much on this point. It just wasn't enough. And hopefully they do better next year. That's to be determined. Especially after a year like MW3 where we had such great post-launch content. Some of the best maps ever released in the post-launch content. So many camo challenges and everything. Just stuff to keep us playing. It was tough in comparison for sure. Speaking of maps, that's kind of my next con on this game. And a massive con from the beginning that I think killed a lot of the momentum in this game. Everybody was excited about the new movement and the feel of the game because it was really good. But then we got our hands on the maps and they were just extremely disappointing and did not flow well. Oh my god, I almost fucking schnited on that guy. So yeah, not much to say here. Just hopefully they can do better. I don't know how to design a map. I'm not going to pretend I do. But they just didn't feel right. And that's all I know. As a player, I know they just didn't feel right. Another point is an obvious one. I'm sick of bringing it up, but I do have to because it is a con. And it's the extremely powerful SBMM, which makes it feel like such a catered experience. I just want my matchmaking for public matches to feel organic and natural. And that's enough said on that. They said they're fixing that in the next COD. At least they're not getting rid of it, but making it a lot less strict, which is really all we ask for. But I'll be honest, that is something we're going to have to wait and see on, because I'm not going to believe it until I see it, to be honest. Another con I noticed in this game was the lack of bug fixing in some areas. Some bugs in this game that should just not be a thing for longer than one update have persisted since the beginning of the game. Two that I personally ran into and noticed was a glitch with camos where hot swaps didn't count unless you like shot a few times with a gun and then swapped. And that's been persisting the entire life cycle of the game. And it's something that you actually have to do to get certain camo challenges done. So it's not like it's a useless thing for just a medal. No, it actually prevents you from getting challenges done. So that's just silly. I mean, that should be updated instantly. And the biggest one for me that I noticed was if you go into ranked play and open armory up, it actually bugs out your armory and you can't unlock certain armory things. So for me, I can never get the FFAR because I didn't play that season where it came out, so I didn't get into Battle Pass. And it's in the armory. And I played ranked play, opened the armory, went back to multiplayer, and now I can't unlock it. It stays locked in my loadout, and it's not in my armory challenges anymore. So I just can't use it. I just can't use that gun. And apparently that's been a thing since like season 2. I saw online people were complaining about it. So that just can't happen. I mean, it's literally locking me out of content, and it's been a bug for a very long time. Oh my god. Hold up, we're cooking now. Okay. Wait, maybe we're back. Maybe we're ready for Black Ops 7. Sorry, I was locked in for a sec. Okay, we're back. The last con I want to talk about this game is a very hot topic right now, and I think a lot of people are discussing it, is the overall identity of the game. The con is that it had none. There was zero identity in this game. It lost it all. The collabs were ridiculous, and honestly, I'm not one who usually cares about that thing that much. I'm not playing a war simulator. I don't need it to necessarily feel like that, but I think it just got to a level this year that was just unacceptable, to be honest. It was just such a cash grab. Started to make it feel like a mobile game, if we're being honest. And yeah, this has been hotly debated for a long time online, so I don't think I have to get into it too much. But the identity of the game is important, and you do need to have it feel like a cohesive experience, at least a little bit. But yeah, those were my main pros, cons, and meh things about this game. Let me know how you guys felt about it. Did you overall like this game? Did you not? Did it ruin the COD experience for you forever? Are you just playing Battlefield now? But before I go, I just want to talk about a few of the things that I'm looking forward to in the next installment, Black Ops 7. It looks like there's much more content. Looks a bit like the MW3 to the MW2, which is stupid, and they should not be doing this, and all that. But it is what it is now, and it looks like this one will have more content, which I'm here for. Looks like there's less SBMM, as I mentioned before. I'll have to wait and see on that. There's an exciting new third ranked game mode, which I love playing ranked, so I hope they do ranked well, and I hope that's a thing. Also, another thing just to add, cheaters, obviously a massive con in every game, and it has kind of ruined the COD community because I get called out for cheating all the time, and I'm like a mid player, so it's like, it's kind of poisoned everyone to if someone is good, they're cheating. But I get it, because a lot of people are cheating. And it is bad, so hopefully they can get that right. I'm not really holding my breath for that. I'm not convinced. I actually have a console now, so I might be playing it on that if it gets too bad. Which is sad that I have to do that, but it is what it is at this point. So yeah, ranked hopefully better this year. Oh, bro. I was flowing. I feel like fucking Michael Jordan right there. Dunking on kids. The last thing I want to mention about what I'm looking forward to is the maps in Black Ops 7. Already from the beta. Already they feel so much better than most of the maps in this game. And we have some golden remakes. I know it's a bit lazy, but it is what it is. We get good maps out of remakes, so I'm not gonna complain too much about that. And looks like we're gonna have a lot of options for maps, so, you know, a few of them have to hit. It's just a numbers game at this point, you know? They make enough maps, a few of them gotta be good. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Black Ops 6. Overall, a very, very mediocre year. A forgettable one, to be honest. But we'll go from here. I know a lot of people have lost faith and are playing Battlefield. I will definitely be playing Battlefield this year as well. Especially when I'm not feeling it. Because that's bound to happen at some point. Always happens. So I'm glad we have a good game in Battlefield that I am really enjoying right now. But I always hope they're both good. Because the more good games we have, the better. I don't even know what this gun is. Shit, I got a heart pulled up. No, I died on a 20. But yeah, overall, I'd give this game a 6 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with it. I got my money's worth, to be honest. But it definitely needed a lot more. It needed a lot more. And I'm hoping Black Ops 7 will deliver on that. Let me know what your guys' rating of this game is and what you felt like were some good things, some bad things, what you're looking forward to in Black Ops 7. Why is this lobby so incredible right now? Yo, they turned off no SBMM early, it seems. And let me know if you're just skipping COD this year. And honestly, that is fair. With how it's gone recently, I don't even blame you. But yeah, I think in general too, like, if people want to enjoy COD as well, that's not a cardinal sin. I know some people treat it like that sometimes. It's fine. Let them enjoy what they enjoy. But I totally understand where the frustration is coming from. Trust me, I share it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my review. If you did, leave a like. If you want to see more like it, consider subscribing. I'll be uploading a lot of Black Ops 7, Battlefield, just a lot of gaming content in general, to be honest. Mostly shooters, but you never know. And yeah, see you in the next one. That was a decent last game of Black Ops 6. I'm done. Install forever.